Yo, what's up? This your boy Darren Rizzi of SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And tonight I'm going to break down what occurred a few hours ago between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams. New Orleans Saints are no longer undefeated under the watch of interim head coach Darren Rizzi, as they fell short to the Los Angeles Rams by a score of 21-14. Rams are now 6-6 on the season, and the Saints are now 4-8 on the season. A lot of football left to be played, but this game pretty much put a significant damper on any hopes that the Saints had of getting back into serious playoff contention. And the craziest thing about it is that the NFC South is still wide open, but the Saints could not capitalize on that because they lost today. Because if they had won today, they would be back by only a game behind the Atlanta Falcons. But now that you lost, you're 2 games. Because Atlanta lost today. The Panthers suddenly putting up a fight in games now. They lost. Now Tampa Bay won. So that puts them in the driver's seat to take control of the NFC South down the road, if possible. But the Saints hurt themselves today. They did. But with this loss, and I always circle this game on the calendar as a very important game for the Saints. Even when they were going through the 7-game losing skid, I had this game circled on the calendar because I felt as though if they ever got out of that skid, this would be the game where it could possibly take them to the next level, and I will feel better down the road when they play against other tougher opponents like the Rams. But that did happen today. Saints still have a shot. They're still mathematically alive, so I'm pretty sure that they're gonna go out there and give it the best. But to me, man, it might be over with. It might be. I know crazy things happened in the past, but it's just the odds seem likely for the Saints team to get back into this. Especially, even though the NFC South bad as the NFC South is, I don't see the Saints getting back in. So, but it is what it is. In regards to the game, I felt as though the game plan was efficient. With Darren Rizzi, came out there with. The game plan was solid. The plan was to control time of possession and limit as much opportunities as possible for that Rams offense to get on that field and control things. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. We saw what happened last year in this matchup, where they just torched the Rams on Thursday Night Football. Now, did that happen this game? No, it didn't, for the most part. But while the game plan was solid, it was efficient enough for the Saints to win the game. They didn't follow through on that game plan. Execution to me was off. You didn't capitalize on the opportunities that the Rams gave you. You had a touchdown that was called back due to, I believe, a penalty on Trevor Penning. The Alvin Kamara got in the end zone. You had a touchdown. Then you had a field goal attempt. Blake Groupie missed a field goal. A chip shot. But anything out of like 50 yards, like 50 to 54 yards, 57 yards, he makes them all the time. It's the chip shots that he always misses. So that hurt you right there. Then you had other penalties that hurt you on defense, where the Rams got the ball, capitalized, got in the red zone, deep beyond territory, and scored. That hurt you. But you still fought hard to get back in the game. got back in the game, tied it. Rams got the ball back, score another touchdown on it. After that, you got it back. I thought you moved the ball pretty well, for the most part. You moved the ball pretty well. It's just that the opportunity, when it was time for you to, make big plays in this game to like really hurt this team, hurt the Rams, you couldn't do it. They could not do it. And that's what happened on that last play where Derek Carr, according to what Darren Rizzi said Derek Carr told him that he had somebody open. He saw somebody open, but it was just a second off, I believe. Paraphrasing there, but it's like a second off that he missed the guy, and that's when as soon as he was attempting to make that throw to, I believe, Juwan Johnson in the end zone, Jared Verse was coming around the corner, got him, knocked the ball out of his hand. MVS recovered it. The game was over. That's what happened. Also, you took two pointless timeouts that hurt you down the stretch. So it just a lack of execution that hurt the Saints in this game. And then also, I just feel as though the Rams, and other people have said this as well, is that the Rams are just a difficult matchup for the Saints right now. The past couple of years, even under Sean Payton, man, the Rams, that offense, Sean McVay, the personnel on both sides of the football, is just a really bad matchup for the Saints. It just is. Schematically, they measure up to what the Saints can bring to the table. They just do. And Alvin Kamara had another really good game. But we could have used him a lot more in the passing game. And I don't know what's going on with his hands. Maybe that's a hand injury or something like that. But he has missed a lot of passes, man. He had a lot of drops in this game. That in the past, back in the day, that would be automatic. 5 to 7 yards for Alvin Kamara. So that really hurt the Saints as well. Unfortunately, Taysom Hill is going for the man of the season after that helmet ran to his ankle. That pretty much messed his season, that finished off his season. But they did a really good job of minimizing Taysom Hill's impact. They weren't having it in his game, and that's part of it. Why we got the result of what we saw today in today's game? This game plan was good. The game plan was solid. I thought it was enough. The game plan was good enough to win you this game. It's just that you didn't follow through. The Saints just didn't follow through on it. Didn't execute at the right times. And other factors such as penalties, touchdowns taken off the board, missed field goals, that hurt you as well. But overall, man, I felt as though you fought hard. They fought hard. Given the circumstances, it wasn't a blowout. You was right there with the Rams. Right there with them. They didn't do what they did last year to you. You was right there until the end. And that's something they can hang their hats on. I know that's a moral victory, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's the facts. The Saints just don't have the horses, man. The Saints are just so undermanned right now in a lot of key positions that it's going to be hard for them to win games like this. It just will be. So now you're 4-8. You go back to the drawing board. You get ready for the New York Giants next week. Can you win that game? Can you win that game against the New York Giants? And a lot of people now kind of just jumping off the Darren Rizzi, bandwagon and things like that. And that's understandable. People do that. That's nature. As soon as somebody loses, they kind of like get off the bandwagon. But I'm not off on the Rizzi train yet. Next week and the following week, I would like to see what this guy can do. Can his team win games? Can the Saints win a game that they're not expected to win under Darren Rizzi? That's what I want to see. Can you win one of these games we got down? One of these remaining tough games we have down the stretch. You know? So, tough outing for the Saints, man. Tough outing for the Saints. Lose Taysom Hill for the remainder of the year. Tyrann Mathieu, from according to the reports, Nick Underhill, the injury is not anything season ending or anything like that. He may play next week, so that's a positive sign. But Taysom Hill out of this game, I want to see can Derek Carr for once elevate his team without having everything, be laid out for him to get it done. Can you elevate this talent? You know what I'm saying? So it'd be interesting to see how this offense is going to move, is going to operate next week outside of the season Superdome with Darren Rizzi as a head coach, playing in cold weather conditions. You don't have Taysom Hill to rely upon. Let's see how they get it done for next week against the New York Giants. God spread. God willing. So, tough out for the Saints. Playoffs, I'm not even really, I'm not even willing to have that conversation right now. Just win you a couple games, man. Win some games, man. And see where you at from there, man. But this is why the Saints just need to have a complete overhaul on both the offensive line and defensive line, man. They just look undermanned in a lot of positions, especially on the defensive line and on the offensive line. The team just need help. They just need serious upgrades, to work with. Because the Rams, while they weren't as active as they always are, as they usually are with Nakua and Cooper Kupp, they got busy in the running games. They were in the running game today. The offensive line just really manhandled the Saints up front. They just did. And you saw that with the running game with Kyron Williams today. Black Oral. He had a good excuse me, he played pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So they got to work on getting that defensive line fixed, man. So there's that. We'll see how it play out next week. Saints got the New York Giants next week on the road at 4-8. Giants are a team that is clearly out of it, clearly playing to position themselves for the number one pick in the NFL draft. But as we have said in the past, we have seen crazy things happen. I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints drop that game. I just wouldn't be. But we'll see. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What were your takeaways of today's game between the Saints and the Rams? And also check out SportsView360.com for latest content on the Saints organization and the NFL. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.